Georgia Southern, believe it or not. And I tend to believe it. Before today, I wouldn't have believed it because I didn't know that Georgia Southern had such beautiful musicians and had a jazz band for all intents and purposes. But they do. I was up there last weekend and attending the Yiddish festival with a dear friend of mine from New York. His name was David Ambram, and we worked together in New York quite a bit. Did a lot of recording for the Canadian exposition they had back in 1967. But prior to this band tonight, we had Andy Kurt. And Andy Kurt big band was recorded in 1936. And the music still lives and the music's still great right here in the United States of America, where everything begins. It is our heritage. And prior to that was Quincy Jones, Love and Peace. Speaking of love and peace, we need tons of love and 10 tons of peace, I guess. But anyway, Quincy Jones so beautifully put it together. In the studios with me tonight is a dear friend of mine. Also, I had the opportunity to meet at Georgia Southern last weekend. He so graciously accepted an invitation to come down and to share with us here this big band that we just finished listening to. His name is Dwayne Wickheiser. He is the director of jazz, and I never knew that they had jazz at Georgia Southern. Welcome, Dwayne.
Thank you.
How long has jazz been going on at Georgia Southern?
I was the first jazz instructor to be hired, and I've been there 4 years. This is my fourth year now.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically organized the first jazz band 4 years ago. That was an official part of the college. Before that, they'd had some student conductors in charge. And then at the same time, we started offering jazz improvisation classes. So we have 2 jazz improvisation classes each quarter, or a total of 6 jazz improvisation classes per year offered at Georgia Southern at the present time.
You must do a very good job of keeping jazz a secret up in Statesboro, Georgia Southern, because you know, we got this big, beautiful city here in Savannah, and somehow or another, this kind of music that we just finished listening to should be exposed. Dwayne, what are you going to do up there? I mean, what Georgia Southern going to do? You know, it is a major up there, isn't it?
We're hoping we have a proposal before the Board of Trustees to actually offer a major in jazz studies. At the present time, it hasn't been approved. Things like this take a long time getting official approval, and there's a possibility. There's been some talk this year of offering a course in jazz history next year, this coming year.
Okay.
But we have a lot of courses on paper. It's just a matter of getting wading through all the paperwork and getting all the final approvals to offer these courses. I have written up a proposal for a course called Jazz Style and Analysis, which I hope that we can get approval of eventually.
I think you will, Dwayne. I played with David Ambram last week, and I noticed they had a symphony, somewhat of a symphony orchestra at Georgia Southern. I never knew that. Well, I'm telling you, man, somehow or another, Georgia Southern's going to do a better job in letting the people know what they got going on, and they have a lot going on up there. And I enjoyed myself tremendously, and I'm glad to have the opportunity to expose Georgia Southern by way of WSVH tonight, and also you, Dwayne.
Well, we appreciate it, and you know, I can say the same thing. I've been here 4 years and wasn't aware that Ben Tucker was in Savannah.
You got to be kidding me.
Even though
you got to be kidding me.
I was well aware of you as a musician,
okay.
and I'm sure I've got got records of you, but it was a total shock to me when I found out that you were coming to Georgia Southern and that you lived in Savannah.
Well, thanks to WSVH, I reach a little further out with WSVH than I do with Milwaukee, Kentucky. Well, anyway, the last tune that we heard was from the Georgia Southern Orchestra, or the Georgia Southern Jazz Ensemble, and the tune was built around a composition titled Just Friends. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you introduced this next album here that you brought in tonight from by way of Canada, Dwayne.
That's right.
What is it?
It's Rob McConnell's big band, and it's a Canadian band, and it's one of the most fantastic bands I've ever heard. It's not that new. It's been around for around 6 years, but I usually find out everything from my students. And last year I had a student come in. That's the first I had heard of it, and they said, "Have you heard the Rob McConnell band?" And they left me a record. I was so busy I didn't get a chance to hear to even play the record. And this year I got around to playing it, and I heard it, and I never heard anything like it. So I immediately wrote a import company and ordered all the Rob McConnell records that were available, along with all of the music that was available for the Georgia Southern Band to perform probably next year.
Fantastic. Well, anyway, we're going to listen to Just Friends again. This is the same composition, but it's by Rob McConnell, and he's from Montreal, Canada, if I'm not mistaken. Listen to this band. It is absolutely exciting, and it's recorded the same way that Herbie Mann recorded his album, direct to disc. And if you like it, give me a call here at WSVH 238-0911, and let's give a listen here.
Institute band, and use your words.
Well, I'm telling you, this beautiful, clean music and this music direct onto disc, Rob McConnell. And you can only buy it direct, incidentally. I don't know why people are selling a lot of direct records these days. I guess it's too expensive to put into record shops, but that's the way it goes, I guess. There's another side of the coin here that we deal with Georgia Southern, and that is they get into symphonic work and symphony and things of this nature. Am I correct?
That's correct. We have quite a few different ensembles at Georgia Southern. We have the concert band and a numerous amount of small ensembles, flute trios, very, very fine brass quintet directed by Dr. Arling. We had a trombone choir last year that appeared at the International Trombone Symphonium.